Hi guys, I'm Michael.
And I'm Cherise. We post weekly videos all about personal branding, your career and money management.
And we're helping young professionals to transform their lives every single day.
That's the Akinle way.
So if you want to get from here to here, make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and please press the notification bell, and we're going to help you get there.
And if you already know all of that, welcome back.
Welcome back guys. New video, and today we are going to review, reassess, retrospective.
That's not one.
We are going to do it all. Our biggest decisions in 2020. Wow. What a retrospective, isn't it? Okay, so guys, we're going to be telling you what our biggest decisions in 2020 were, what drove them. We're going to go into detail. So there is going to be a part 2 to this video because we made quite a few big decisions that were life-changing. We're going to go deep. We're going to also link it to what our pillars are, which is personal branding, career, money management, all that kind of stuff. So we're not just telling you the decisions we made just for the sake of it.
Yeah. We want to practice what we preach. So we want to show that, okay, we are telling you about building your personal brand. We're telling you about how you can advance in your career. Do you really know like how we've been, building our own personal brand, advancing ourselves in our career, developing ourselves? Yeah, we don't really talk about ourselves. We're here to help you, but it's also
it's not about us today.
Yeah, it's also just to show you how we're implementing it in our own lives.
Yeah. So
that you can, have more confidence to go off and do it as well.
Sounds good. You ready?
Ready.
Great. We're going to start with the decisions that we actually made together as a couple. I mean, when I say together, I mean as a couple, right? Was one in March when we started the Akinle way.
Yes.
Woo! And look at where it is now. You're watching us and all of that stuff. And getting married, right?
Yeah.
We made the decision to get married in 2020 rather than 2021 or 2022, right? Which was well considered, So let's start with why we started the Akinle way.
Yeah.
I was bored. I'm joking. I'm kidding, guys. Okay, guys, to be honest, Sharice inspired me to start the Akinle way.
How did I inspire you?
Because I remember I wasn't into like YouTube and all that stuff, really.
Okay, so Michael wanted me to go back on YouTube and stuff, and I said I wouldn't
yes,
go back on YouTube.
That's it. Yes.
I said I have no desire to go back on YouTube by myself. Like, it wouldn't be a thing where I'm the star of the show. I don't want to be doing the whole, building the brand again or going back into hair and beauty. It's just like, no, I don't want to be doing all the speaking, brand deals and all of this stuff alone. Like, that's just me. Like, I just didn't want to run the show by myself.
So we were basically scratching our head as to what we could actually do together and what value we could bring to the community together. And then that's when we came up with the whole personal branding idea. We realized that there is a massive issue in our community. There is a lack of education around personal branding. There's a lack of education around the impact of personal branding. So not just personal branding, finances, financial literacy, money management. There was just a massive gap in all of that stuff, right? So basically decided, okay, how are we going to address the people? Right?
Yeah.
I've never done YouTube. No, not I've never done YouTube. I put a video of YouTube on YouTube before, but it was like, just put one little video, tell me my little 2 pence about what I did at uni. And, and that was it.
Okay.
Anyway, so we wanted to do this properly. So Sharice actually drove the whole thing, right? She was super pumped about it. And we decided that we want to become coaches and thought leaders in the space of personal branding and money management and careers.
Yeah, and building a brand together whilst also telling other people how we've used our own personal brand to get us to where we are. Because, okay, so as you've seen in the first video that we ever did about what's the Akinle way, and we told you about how building a personal brand is what helped me to build the hair brand that I had. Leveraging his personal brand is what made Michael get into the position that he is today. And if you're on our email list, you'll learn more about that story as well, which is very inspiring.
Yeah. And here we are.
Yeah.
Right, 9 months later. Guys, can you believe that everything we've achieved, we've only done in 9 months? We started Akinle way this year, and I feel like we're just like, woo! We know so many people know us. Like, we have a real personal brand on social media. I don't know what you think, but I personally think like we get so many people approach us asking us for advice on not just personal branding, a lot of career advice, a lot of money management advice. I had someone approach me recently on personal branding and I just don't know what personal branding was.
I don't have a brand.
I don't have a brand. And that was like, what? I realized that, oh my God, that's why we exist. That's why we're here today. That's why we make the videos. Yeah, that was quite a big decision.
Yeah, because originally we wanted to do it when we were married.
Yes.
When we were together.
Yes.
But obviously with all the
Virus,
pandemic and everything, so that meant that we couldn't get married when we wanted to. All of our plans went out the window.
Yeah.
So it was literally a way for us to take our minds off the doom and gloom
Yeah.
of 2020 and just like focus, like redirect our focus into helping other people. It was a great time as well because a lot of people were being made redundant, lots of people lost their jobs, lots of people were like down and out, and this was our time to really put the message out there that, you know, there's no such thing as job security. Personal brand is your job security. So,
Absolutely.
So leverage it as much as you can, and that was literally why we were, you know,
Absolutely.
decided to like march, got to go out there and do it.
And we're killing away. I'm very proud of where it is now. You know, we really fought the good fight. You yourself watching this video are seeing how the decision impacting your life today, right? We're changing lives today. We really are transforming people's lives. So quite happy with that. Getting married. Getting married.
So we heard about the trend that it was going to peak, like the coronavirus thing was going to peak on the same month that we're trying to get married. We're trying to get married in June. We had already gone into lockdown, and we were hoping that we were going to just be in lockdown for like 3 weeks, come out of lockdown, you know, take a bit of a while to just, you know, get things back to normal, and then we'd be able to have our wedding. But obviously that wasn't going to happen because there was social distancing in place. There was
no one could get married, guys.
Yeah, it was just not okay. Like, not the way that weddings are. Like weddings as you know it was not going to be the same. And I was like, well, it's not going to be the same at the end of this year. It's still going to be social distancing. Will it be the same 2021? Because we were seeing that China was, you know, going back and forth into this COVID thing. So it was like, it's going to be 2022. If we want the wedding that we planned, we took a whole year planning for. If we wanted that wedding, there's no way it's going to happen in 2020 or 2021. It's going to be 2022. So that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, she has better memory than me, so. But yeah, that was a big decision because we actually could have waited to 2022. Well, I don't know how that wait would have gone, but who knows what would have happened between this year and 2022, right? I mean, so we were just like, yeah, we're just gonna get married anyway. Forget the hocus pocus and the fluffy stuff and the bands and the auntie shouting at each other because they don't have enough rice. Put that aside.
Yeah.
We're just gonna get married. So that was 2 biggest decisions we made as a couple. Now we're gonna go into decisions that we made on an individual level, which is even more interesting, right? So I'm gonna go first because you said I should go first. I have to go back right to the start of the year, and one of the biggest decisions I made right at the beginning of 2020 was to take my redundancy package or severance package. So again, yeah, I lost my job. No, I didn't really lose my job. I didn't get fired, but my company were cutting costs. And my team, which I was managing at the time, were a team that they had to cut out because, you know, what happens when you're not making the right amount of revenue, you know, you're not growing revenue-wise as a business, then you need to cut costs. And usually that tends to be headcount, right? So anyway, my previous company, they gave me options. Actually, they gave me 3 options. They're like, either you take the severance package, apply for this new of jobs in Ireland doing engineering, or you take a step back. Right? And do what you were doing when you first joined the company. And I was like, nah.
And the minimum time you could stay is 6 months.
Yeah, exactly. No, like if you take a step back and you go back to doing what you want to do and you stay, you have to be committed for 6 months. You just remember so much. You're having a lot. I'm a manager. You want me to go back to where I was before? Yeah. My salary would have gone down. Yeah, right? They were going to cut my salary by like 15k.
But to be fair, we needed the security.
Yeah,
that was scary.
Yeah, so Sharice and I needed the security, right?
We were trying to get married.
Yeah, but I was like, nah, I can do better than this. Like, I can do better than this. Like, you know when you have your personal brand? I knew my personal brand. I knew my value. I knew what I could bring to the table. I'm like, am I trying to force the issue? Yeah, trying to be here and then lock myself in for another 6 months. Anyway, no. So I took my redundancy. So my severance package, they gave me a whole wad of cash, a few thousands, which actually, funny enough, paid for our wedding, right? Well, I didn't pay for a full wedding, but I paid for a big amount.
Not a big amount.
What do you mean a big? It paid for the majority of it.
I didn't pay majority.
No, you paid majority, but the majority you paid, there was still half of it left. There was still a massive majority. So,
you know, some left.
But the actual main cost of the wedding, that covered. Anyway, I took the severance package and I was like, deuces. What's so hard on my personal brand? I knew that I could get a job anywhere. I just knew.
Yeah, so, confidence is what we're trying to instill in you.
Yeah. And when you have a good personal brand, you have confidence.
Yeah.
Right? So that's my big decision. Your turn.
Oh, driving again. So at the end of 2019, I had a car accident.
Yeah, it was shocking.
It was really shocking. It was really...
She's still here though.
I know. But the car is very not here. It's very written off. Very looking... But yeah, that shooketh me. And I wasn't trying to drive. Well, to be fair, because before that I hadn't been driving for a while, so it made me feel like I wasn't ready to be back behind the wheel. So my sister was like, "I'm done with her." She was done with her car. She was like, "I don't want it." I wasn't gonna take it. I was gonna give it to my brother, but then was like, no, Sharice, you use it. Like, you drive. But I was like, I don't know if I want to. But yeah, that was a really big decision for me. Because I said, yes, I'll take the car, I was able to get a job that was a really great job for me, that I needed the car to drive to it. So, yeah.
Yeah. Deciding to create a job for myself. Again, I'm going to link this to my personal branding, right? And I've talked about this quite a bit on Instagram, on previous YouTube video, and how I did it. I was like, okay, cool. What's the situation in Europe? What can I bring to the table? I keep saying this. What can I bring to the table? What value can I add? And that's how I essentially created a job for myself. And why did I decide to create a job for myself rather than apply for jobs? Because I just wanted to challenge myself a little bit. I wanted to go against the status quo.
Yeah,
in terms of the traditional job search thing, you know, when you've left a previous job, you know, and the whole searching the internet for 5 months, 6 months looking for a job. I don't do that anymore, guys, to be honest with you. But I want to challenge the status quo. That's the first thing. And I want to challenge how strong my personal brand really was, right? I want to challenge that. And I really wanted to see and understand, you know, can I look at a company and understand where I can fit in? And that was a huge decision for me, because when I proved all of that, that's now giving me confidence for whatever I'm going to do next, whether in my current job or in the new company. And in my current job, going from a promotion, I'm applying what I did in the first instance to now me, you know, going up the chain, and it's working wonders. Now it's going back to, okay, what value can I add? You know, what's the difference that I can make? You know, is my personal brand strong enough to deliver me this thing? Like, it's powerful. My personal brand is amazing, I must say. It's so powerful. So that was my second biggest decision, was creating a job for myself.
Beautiful.
Oh, this is a juicy one.
Okay, so staying with Michael.
She left. She nearly left me. Yeah. Anyway, explain yourself. Explain yourself.
So to get to the decision of getting married this year, we spoke about it as though it was like a light-hearted decision, but it was so much back and forth. It was so much like, are we doing the right thing? Have we prayed about it enough? What are we doing? Like, kind of thing. And it was just so hard navigating that whole season of life, especially because people were dying in the world. Everything was just everywhere, and I just felt so like, what is going on? All these things was like really coming up in my head, because it's like, why on earth am I not getting married when I've planned to get married? It's not even the fact that, okay, I'm just, you know, me on my own back trying to get married, but this is something that we committed into God's hands, and it's like, we felt like He was with us the whole way, and like, if you were with us the whole way, why didn't you say that this was going to happen? Or like, why didn't you hint or something? Or like, I don't understand. Like, I felt like my relationship with God was like that close, that He would have been like telling me that there was this big thing going to happen. Don't like hold your horses on paying everything and stuff. And I felt like the reason that He didn't do that was because, you know, I needed to learn something. What was that thing, basically? When it got down to it, and we were trying to say, yeah, we want to get married this year, rearrange all the dates basically with the church and with the registry office, and just get married as soon as we come out of lockdown. But Michael was like stuck between, you know, family and me, and I was just like, and you want to be married and I want to be married, why does it matter about anybody else's opinion? And I couldn't understand why he was just like, no, but you know, my parents, you know, I need to respect them, I need to honor them, and they have not, okay, I don't want to be disrespectful in any way, but like, they were stopping us a lot of the time. It was, yeah, and I just was like, why would you go on the side of the people that are stopping us from getting married? Like, it doesn't make sense. And like, it was putting some kind of doubt in me that was like, okay, I don't even know if I can be confident that this man would be like by my side when we're married. Like, if somebody else wants to come and, you know, throw their weight around and say that they don't like the way that we're, you know, running our marriage, is he gonna like take their side and not take my side, or not? Or is he gonna neglect the way that he wants to make decisions because somebody else is like, oh, I don't think you should do it that way? Or is he gonna take his parents' side again? So I was just like, I can't be with a man like that. Like, this is a red flag. I'm out. Like, I was literally wanting to give back my engagement ring and just, you know, walk away. I just felt like, well, this is a lucky escape. Let me just not, because I'm not confident that this marriage is going to be on a solid foundation. Like, do you really want to be with me? Like, you were so intentional from the beginning, and now you're starting to be like, I was like, oh, what is that? I was like, what is this that I'm seeing? Do you get what I mean? Like, but obviously I decided, like, that is just silly.
Yeah,
that was irrational. No, not that it was silly, but it wasn't grounds enough to be like, throw everything that we've done, that we've established for 2 years, and just, you know, not believe in him and not believe that he was going to make the right decision.
Yeah,
for both of us.
lawn mowing helped a lot, guys.
Yeah. Because I was gonna write this long letter and put ring at the bottom of the letter.
It's
and
just
give
a
it to him.
movie.
I know, literally dramatic, right? But then God was like, just go and mow the lawn. And these times, this lawn is only overgrown because Michael was supposed to be mowing it. So I was like, me go mow the lawn. But I took myself out there and I went to mow the lawn. I just was like, why can't he mow the lawn? Like, this is another reason why I should give him lawn.
I think God used that grass, allowed it to grow, and
Oh,
didn't
stop.
allow me.
You didn't do to you your responsibilities. No, I went to go mow the lawn, and while I was mowing the lawn, I was just like speaking to God about the whole situation, and he was just showing to me everything, you know, that this is marriage, and like you need to talk to him properly, and not give up, basically.
And that's when I started mowing the lawn, because I learned how to use the lawnmower. Quarantining with Sharice's family, that was a huge decision, because when lockdown was initially announced, I remember that night Sharice called me and she was like, oh my god, like, what are you gonna do? My dad thinks like she's come and moving with us, blah blah blah. I wasn't even thinking that. I was like, lockdown, hey man, I'll be in my house, you know, by myself, doing what I do, you know, like, did not think about ever going into quarantine with Sharice. So that was a big decision. Between March and July or June, if I tell you everything we went through while I was staying with Sharice, like, I've never seen Sharice cry so much. Like, I saw the worst of the what? This girl, she put me through a lot. And you know what? I saw two things.
Physically, mentally, spiritually.
Like, she had a moment where she wanted to give me back the engagement. I had my moments where I was like, bruh, because that whole period was just so hard. And that's when I started doubting. I was like, you know what, this is kind of long, you know, right? Maybe I just need to duck out and go back, just live that single life again, you know, be free, not have all this pressure of one, you know, Jamaican girl, you know, trying to maybe get married to her this year. I was like, I don't need this. For me, that was like a big turning point for me, or a big like penny drop for me, because it showed me that I was ready to get married. At that time, I was carrying so much pressure. I was carrying so much responsibility, I was carrying so much stress, and I was still able to be like, you know what, we're gonna get through it, and still not give up. So for me, like, I really, that period living with her was when I really knew that I was gonna marry her. Because like a lot of the times when you propose, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna marry you, but you didn't go through what you went through, man.
We were long distance.
We were long
distance.
distance.
Like, we would see each other like every 2
days.
months or every month.
Every month, yeah.
And we had it was just.
So I couldn't really
friends,
see, I couldn't see who she really was, like her worst of the worst, like the ugly side to Sharice, right? But in March to July, oh, I saw everything. She let it all, she didn't hold back.
No, I wasn't.
She didn't hold back. I saw, oh my god, I saw so much that made me want to just be like, can I actually, am I ready to get married? Like, I had to, you know. But that was a penny drop moment, because for me, that was like, okay, cool. If you can go through this, you're ready to be a husband. So that was a humongous decision, going to live with Sharice for 3 months.
But the thing is, it was initially only going to be 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So my dad was like, "You're going to be alone. Like, how are you alone? Can't go anywhere."
Yeah.
So that's not a good situation to be in. Obviously, it got extended from 3 weeks to 3 months. So I feel like that was really good that he wasn't alone, like in the house. It would have been even worse because obviously in that time, as you said, we were still planning to get married. So he would have been alone on our wedding day, the original one. He would have been alone. Oh, that would have been horrible to be alone, knowing all these things that we had in place, and you can't even be with your fiance as well. So and because he came, we were able to start the YouTube channel. We
started the YouTube channel. We continued to plan for the wedding and like replan everything together. Oh my goodness, life changing. I'm sorry, it was a big deal. So guys, we're gonna just end it there. There's part 2, and actually there needs to be part 3, because all our decisions is mad. Let us know what your biggest takeaway was from the video in the comment section, and actually DM us on our Instagram, right? We'd love to talk to you, we'd love to meet you, and yes, and if you want more, we have got you. Yes, come and join the Career Climbers Collective. I was talking about it last week. Is our membership group exclusively for young professionals, any field or industry, to gain access to monthly expert masterclasses, peer mentoring, guidance, and the resources you need to advance in your career and to smash your goals, right? It's launching very soon, so we cannot wait to like welcome you into the group. If you want to join, click the link down in the description box and join the waiting list. Great, take care and have a wonderful week, and see you in our next video. Bye.